This Houston Sports Talk back into the video today, and today we're going to be talking about the Dallas Mavericks potentially signing Chris Paul, 12-time All-Star, 5-time assist champ, 6-time steal champ as well. And you can keep going with those achievements in his career, but I'm going to stop right there. So obviously, if you haven't heard the news, Dallas Mavericks has extended Kyrie Irving today after he opted out of $43 million player option, 3-year, $119. And with this extension, it created a $5.7 million mid-level exception, and Shams Charania reported shortly after it was announced that they created the $5.7 million MLE that there are four significant point guards that the Mavericks are eyeing to use that mid-level exception with on that, to come in and be the starting point guard for the Dallas Mavericks while Kyrie Irving is out for those first 2.5 months of the season, from end of October when the season starts all the way to mid-January. And that should be 3 months where Kyrie is out and someone takes over as a starter. And Chris Paul was one of the guys that was named on that list. Chris Paul, alongside Sixth Man of the Year winner from the 2022-23 season, Malcolm Brogdon, Dennis Schroeder, who played really well with Detroit this year, and Brooklyn, and as well as D'Angelo Russell, the one-time All-Star. To me, Chris Paul would be the best fit out of everybody on this list. Just my opinion. That is the guy that is the best fit. And this is the reason I say this. I look at everybody else. Dennis Schroeder was just reported shortly after this report by Shams, by Mark Stein, that the Kings are a team that right now are looked as are painted as the favorite for Dennis Schroeder free agency. The Kings are really looking for a point guard. I think the Kings are probably willing to spend more than the $5.7 million MLE. I think Schroeder will go where the money is. So, cross out Schroeder. I think Brogdon, the money works. $5.7 million works. But I don't think it's a good idea to pick up Brogdon. Just played only 24 games this year, 39 the year before. You're bringing in a guy to replace Kyrie Irving, because he's missing the first 3 months of the season. You don't want someone who's had a problem of being injured in the past. Then let's look at D'Angelo Russell. I think he'd be a good fit. He has chemistry and has played with 3 different Dallas Mavericks. Anthony Davis, Max Christie are guaranteed. Spencer Dinwiddie is one guy that you could mention, but Dinwiddie is a free agent, so Dinwiddie is not guaranteed. But he's played with Max Christie and Anthony Davis. So D'Lo would be good, but I would think he's going to make more than $5.7 million. But Chris Paul, you look at him. He just made vet minimum with the Spurs last year. And he just played all 82 games. $5.7 million, and I think he would take it. He stays very close to where he is, was just in San Antonio. I know that Dallas, I know he likes Dallas. I'm not sure if he's still a Cowboys fan. I remember watching a 30 for 30 when he joined my favorite team, the Rockets. He was a Cowboys fan. Not sure if he still is. I hope he isn't, as a person who doesn't like the Cowboys. But, I think that for Paul, you're not going very far. And I think for the Mavs, you look at it, you need a point guard. Here's a guy that comes in with experience. But the thing I look at is who's the best facilitator, who's the best passer of everybody on this list. It's Chris Paul. Look at all the weapons that are on this Dallas team. You look at Anthony Davis. You look at Cooper Flagg. You have the 2 big men, Gafford and Lively. Look at everybody else. He might get traded this offseason. I honestly am thinking it's probably with Daniel Gafford's contract extension, and if they sign Chris Paul, I don't think he'll get traded. You've got P.J. Washington. You've got Caleb Martin, Najee Marshall, Max Christie. Look at all the good shooters. Klay Thompson. Look at all the good shooters and bucket getters in the paint. All the lob threats for Chris Paul. Chris Paul would put up some good numbers with how good of a passer and facilitator he is for the Dallas Mavericks for the first 3 months of the season. I think one thing you could also, I think Chris Paul would be such a good fit. You could say to Kyrie in mid-January if he's ready to go, hey, Kyrie, we're good for another week, 2 or 3. If you want to continue to rehabbing until you feel like you're 110% ready to return. We want you to be ready to return, and we want you to be the best you can be in the NBA playoffs. And if maybe taking a week or two more is is what's best for you, do that. We've got the Hall of Fame point guard starting right now. I'm not saying Chris Paul is better than Kyrie when I say that. It's not. You might think of it as a Colin Cowherd comment when he said that, "Hey, LeBron, we're good. We got Ben Simmons now," which is, I think, one of the most dumbest takes I've ever heard. But I'm just saying that if Paul plays well and fits the way I think he would with this Dallas Mavericks team, you don't need to rush Kyrie back from a torn ACL. There is no need. You can let him wait until February instead of mid-January. And I think what is important to this Dallas team is having him at best in the playoffs. That is 100% the goal. Because the Dallas Mavericks can be a playoff team from October to February with a team that has CP3, Cooper Flag, AD, Lively, Gafford, Clay, Washington, Najee Marshall, Caleb Martin, list goes on. So, and then you get Kyrie back in February for February, March, and a chunk of April. Then that should be a team that I think would at least be top 6 in the Western Conference, not have to be a play-in team like they were last year where they lost in the play-in to Memphis, but maybe higher than 6. Let me know your thoughts on the potential signing for the Dallas Mavericks in the comments section. That's the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Peace out.